Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for July 6, 2016. As you see, it's about 4 minutes before the bell. Today was all about a lot of traders leaning the wrong way over the 4th of July weekend. And if you look at some of the sentiment tables I did regarding StockTwits, there were too many people bullish. Now, what do I mean by that? Is first, let me sum up the market and then we'll go into all this. ES is down 1650 today. NASDAQ down 3275. These are really tiny moves considering the gigantic move we had last week on the upside. Russell up 18. Bonds up another 211. Crude oil down almost as much, ironically, even though there are different increments, down $2.23. Gold up 1860. Advanced decline, as you see, negative, but yet 780 decliners. That's not the worst thing in the world. Transport's down 93. They were down much more earlier, and we'll get into that. We have the VIX up very little, up a point. Nike down 150. So where does this get us in all this? Number one, I want to show you what you get with Simpler Stocks. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We go through a chat room, premium videos, email alerts, and I'll go into these later if I have time. The reason I'm showing you this is under email alerts, I do a thing every Saturday called the StockTwits Sentiment table. What I do in here is I post the stocks that have the biggest message volume, and I post every one of them, and I show how much is bullish, how much is bearish. Then I show the subsequent week what the price change was. The more message volume, the more StockTwits' algorithm can decipher if it's bullish or bearish sentiment. Like you see, 15% bullish, 85% bearish in the IWM. It's usually a reverse indicator. That means that it should go up, but it's only 700 messages. That's why I started this pink message volume board. You can see what's more prevalent is the SPY having 22,000 messages. You see 54% bullish. I've been in StockTwits literally almost for near when it started. And the whole idea is I hardly ever have I seen the SPY have more bulls than bears. In fact, let me just update what it did today. If you go to StockTwits in here, and you put in SPY and put in sentiment, you're going to see 64% bullish. That is the most bullish I've ever seen it. Now, I watch this sentiment more than anybody I know. This is a huge amount of sentiment of bullishness. Now, usually I use it as a reverse indicator. The thing is, it was 54% on Saturday. Now it's 64%. It moves every day. It moves every hour. The whole idea on that is this is tremendously negative. I mean, you use it as a reverse indicator. Now, what you have to understand, this whole sentiment table isn't something that's on StockTwits. I go through every single symbol, and I compile these manually. I've begged StockTwits to come out with their own so I don't have to do it, and they have different directions they're going, which in a way is good for me so I can do it as a proprietary indicator on my site. But the whole idea is it's a very valuable service, and that I see this many bulls, it gets me nervous on the overall market. Now, the thing is, markets don't give up easy. Now, what do I mean by that? What I want you to see in here, and let me put it up here, give me a second in here, is that I'm seeing in here at the overall market that it's very difficult when you've had an all-time high, I mean close to an all-time high. And believe it or not, I just had Thinkorswim help me with my computers. I'm glad they're a lot faster. As you see, the chart's really building fast. We're up against resistance, number one. Number two, overbought. Overbought under the ATR trailing stop. Number three, you have the StockTwits Sentiment. Those are all recipes for some nervousness in here. Doesn't mean we can't go up. It just means that we might not have a roaring bull market rally. The other thing, and I teach this in my videos, and when you go back into Simpler Stocks, I want to show you something sort of interesting in here. When you navigate around Simpler Stocks, your subscription includes a meetup, where almost once a week we have on-demand trading classes where I talk for like an hour, and it's also question and answer back and forth. We've had ones understanding correlations, trading with the MACD, and the reason I'm showing you this is go down here and you have the ATR trailing stop cross. Well, those things work great. Now I show you how to set them up. I show you how to use them. The key in here is this. When you had a fit right here, A 78-minute chart of the ESs. See that right here? The whole idea is when it's above it, you buy dips. You buy dips, and you can just ride them. Now, when you crossed here, you should be shorting rallies and and avoiding the dips. That this is a time to be defensive. Now, if it gets back above here, that's great. As you see, the scale down here is pretty poor, so let me make that where you can see it a little better in here. Give me a second. There. Then you move that down. There. That's what I wanted you to see. Was right there. We're a little oversold in here. You got to be careful. All I'm saying in here is we are under everything here, and because of that, I'm not just going to blindly go and buy every dip. Now, the thing in here that I've been watching in here is watching the NASDAQ, and we go on a daily, the same thing. Overbought at resistance, under the ATR trailing stop on a 78. So I'm going to stay cautious until otherwise noted. The other thing I'm going to be watching here is the transports. Very important in here on it. When you put the SPX up here on the left and you put the transports on the right, I always go on the Dow theory, those kind of things. And when I see this in here where the SPX is near new high and the transports are doing this, I get real cautious. Now, the whole idea is the transports could kick in gear and invalidate all this. But if they don't, I think that we could have just a weaker summer going on until the September-October area, which historically that's happened a lot of times anyway, including last year. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. Like for $7 you get a 30-day trial. It includes all the things I was showing you. Other thing I wanted to mention here, if I can find it in here, give me a second, is in here is we have a number of different seminars coming out. I was trying to find the link on the one in here, and I'm having a little tough time finding it. And tomorrow I'll be posting it in here of what the well, I'm going to put it in here. Just give me a second. I'm obsessing on this in here because I want to get it for everybody so they know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Well, the way we're going to do it on here is I'm going to find it for the premium video, and then what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to have them splice it to the back of this one. Because it's a little harder to find than I thought it would be finding in here. But basically, Tucker is having a class this weekend coming up that's going to be really a great class. If I don't put it on this one, I will definitely be putting it on the next video. So I hope everybody enjoys this. Have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow.